If you're heading out on a hiking or backpacking trip, it's very important that you always have this one piece of gear. It's the headlamp. Now, I've been using the Nitecore NU25 ever since I started backpacking. From the Appalachian Trail to the Colorado Trail and every other adventure in between, this thing has been strapped to my head in every low light situation. But I found a product that's going to replace this in my backpacking kit forever. So we're going to go over the pros and cons of a headlamp. Then I'm going to show you the new product and the reason why, with all the new features, I'm going to be replacing this in all my future adventures from now on. All right, so first let's go over the pros. So with the NU25, the features that you do have is a stretchy headband that's super adjustable that can be adjusted with just a single button here to any size noggin, and I got a big one.
Move your head. Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding, it's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
That's a huge noggin.
Or if you want to, you can hang it somewhere in the tent, either by the cord or on a hook or something like that. Now, the other features of the lamp, it does have an adjustable hinge that allows you to tilt the headlamp forward and or backwards. It does have 4 of the main light settings that goes from low light to a medium light to a high light to a very high light with a maximum of 400 lumens. The left side button is your red light, and if you press double on the left side button, you'll also get the distress strobe light as well. So those are all of the features that the Nitecore NU25 offers. It has a charge time of about an hour and a half. It also advertises 45 hours on its lowest setting. Now, with all those features, why in the world would I be replacing my headlamp? Well, let me show you a few things that I don't like. First and foremost, if I'm gonna be wearing my hat in and around camp and I put my headband on, the tilt mode no longer matters, because if I tilt down, I am aiming at the brim of my hat. So I have to turn my hat around backwards if I want to be able to use my headband in tilt mode. Now, I could put the headband on and then put my hat on. When I do that, it's very, very difficult to make the adjustment as far as the tilting goes, and it also shoves it further down on my forehead, which is not a good look. That's just one of the things that bothers me a little bit. Now, the second thing that I don't like about a headlamp is when I'm inside of my tent, I've got a couple of different options. I can either leave it strapped to my head, but when I'm laying down and I want to aim it at a certain angle, it's kind of difficult in order to utilize that way. Or if I want to hang it somewhere in the tent, it's kind of awkward to try to get the light in the right direction that you need. So the new product is going to solve all of those issues. It's lighter, it has more features and more functions. Let me show it to you. Introducing the Rovivon Avora A7. That's right, I'm going to be replacing my headlamp with this tiny little flashlight right here. Let me tell you why. Now, the Rovivon Aurora A7 G4 is a tiny little clip flashlight that works in every scenario perfectly. It has a 1-button operation. It also has a magnetic clip with also a magnetic end. This versatility is exactly what you need to replace your headlamp. And did I mention it's a whole ounce lighter than the headlamp? So let's go over all of the features that this little flashlight has to offer. Double click mode turns the flashlight on into the regular flashlight high setting. And you can also change it to moonlight, low light, medium light, or back into the highlight setting. And to turn it off, simply press and hold the button. So next is the triple click mode. Now, triple click mode is the lamp mode. Now, you can use this feature either attached to your hat, or you can hang it in your tent, and it will provide a lumen light that kind of disperses throughout the entire area. So there's triple click mode. There's a low setting, there's a high setting, and if you click it a third time, it goes into the strobe setting. And then again, long press to turn it off. Now, the one feature that sets this thing apart is the quadruple click mode. this turns on the blue light. Now the blue light has a lot of different functions. You can use this to replace your red light that your headlamp has when you're in and around camp, not to bother other hikers. However, this light also is like an infrared light. So if you're staying in a hostel or in a hotel while you're out on trail, you can use this to check the sheets and or the pillowcases to see if there's any kind of gross stains on them. But it also offers the ability for you to be able to check to see if American currency is real as you run this thing across the $100 bill. So that is a feature that no headlamp actually has. Now the last mode is a really cool feature that keeps the flashlight from getting turned on while inside of my backpack, and that's the 5-click mode. If I click the button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it lets me know that boom, I've now got it in lock mode. Now if I long press the button, or if I double click the button, or if I triple click the button, all it does is blinks and say, hey, I'm still locked. So if I want to unlock it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I should get 3 lights, and now boom, the flashlight is back to regular mode and functioning the way that you want it. And if you're like me, and at the end of the day, you like to take off your sweaty ball cap and you need something to attach the headlamp to, this works perfectly with a beanie. Let me show you. Simply just open up the clip, slide it onto the beanie, exactly right above your ear hole, slide your beanie on, and it works just like tilted mode. Everywhere I look, the light works. Now the last thing that you need to know is this thing is 650 lumens. This thing is a spotlight. When you're out in the woods at night, this will provide a lot of visibility far away so you feel safe and protected. So comment red if you're still team headlight, or comment blue if you're thinking about giving the Rovivon Aurora A7 a try. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.